For more on this, let's bring in the former acting ICE Director Tom Homan. Tom, first, your reaction to what you heard there about, the Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, issuing that guidance about the list where they cannot arrest immigrants. You heard Dan talking about schools, churches, demonstrations, parades as protected areas. What's your reaction?
Well, first of all, schools and churches and hospitals have always been sensitive locations, so you can't do operations there unless you get approval from the highest levels in government of ICE. But they've added a lot more locations. Look, this is just another attempt to abolish the mission of ICE. They won't abolish ICE. And I said a year ago, they're never going to abolish ICE, but they're going to abolish the mission. Because even though there's a historic surge on the border, right? We just finished a year with the historic numbers. More illegal aliens attempted to cross this country across the border than any time in the history of this nation. And at the same time, they're taking the mission away from ICE. The Secretary has written a memo who ICE can arrest on prioritization. You got to be convicted of a serious crime to even be targeted by ICE. In the same memo, it says you can't arrest somebody for just simply being here illegally. I mean, are you kidding me? Then he sent out a memorandum. You can't do work site enforcement operations when he knows the number one reason people come to this country is to get a job, and now they can work here illegally with no fear of ICE because ICE can't work site enforcement operations. Then he sends out this latest locations memorandum. Then he starts building the wall. The Secretary is doing everything he can to entice more people rather than secure the border.
And cutting them off at the knees, too, the people who are enforcing the law. So Texas is now moving forward with building their own border wall. The Trump administration completed 80 miles of the barriers along the 2,000-mile stretch. The Biden administration stopped all the wall construction, and the materials just sit there, and they're rusting. That's a waste.
Look, this president, this is the first president in the history of this nation that came into office and unsecured the most secure border we ever had, on purpose. And the wall works. Look, when the Biden administration stopped building the wall, did they look at the data? Because the data clearly shows every place they built a border barrier, illegal immigration went down, illegal drug flow went down. What's the downside on illegal immigration decreasing, or drug flow decreasing, or the cartels not making millions of dollars a day? What's the downside on that? The Biden administration stopped building the wall because it was Trump's idea, and they're trying to destroy everything Trump, regardless of how it affects the border. Every decision this administration has made is causing the historic surge we're currently seeing. This is by design. This isn't mismanagement. This isn't incompetence. This is open borders by design.
Yeah, and now we're seeing in fiscal year 2021, 1.7 million coming in. Now, I wanted to change topics here just quickly. In the social spending bill, a number of sections like funding for increased Pell Grants and programs to make college more affordable say this. They say, quote, no individual shall be determined to be ineligible to receive benefits provided with grant funds awarded under this section, including direct student financial assistance on the basis of citizenship, alienage, or immigration status. The bill would also change the immigration status for anyone here illegally to permanent resident if they can show consistent employment through COVID as being an essential worker. Now, that was expanded. It includes restaurant workers, grocery store workers, convenience store workers, farm workers, to name a few. Your thoughts? Quickly.
Well, there we go. Another enticement, right? It's just another enticement, bring more people here to this country illegally because they think they're future Democratic voters. That's what this all comes down to. So as we discussed earlier, let's just keep drawing on enticement. In the worst border situation we've ever seen, and let's offer amnesty on top of everything else we're offering. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is a tough situation. And in the last 30 seconds or 20 seconds, there's no easy fix, but can they reinstitute the Trump policies that fixed it?
If they reinstituted the Trump policies, this can be stopped in a week.
Yeah.
And look, I have no respect to this administration. Bring Homan back and Morgan back and Steve Miller. We'll fix it in a week if you let us do what we did before. Right. This can be fixed.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Tom Homan. Your insight always very good on this subject, obviously. And, this is something we're going to be following. It's not going to go away as that new caravan's coming. I appreciate your help.